Vivek Kumar, Automobile Research Analyst. He's with us now. Vivek, thanks so much for taking out time for us. There are a few companies that will declare their numbers. The likes of Eicher Motors, the likes of Ashok Leyland will come out. Bharat Forge just came out with numbers. Just wanted to get a sense, what are investors talking about Q2 numbers, or is focus going to be only on the commentary and the way ahead?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me on the show. I think there is a lot of interest in the automobile space after whatever has happened in the last 10-12 months. We had a good participation by most of the OEMs in the auto space. The investors are primarily focused on what's the demand it's going to be like in the next maybe 6 months period, because we have had a phase of last 10 months being very weak. And now you have a period where demand has suddenly picked up. There has been clarity on GST, there is consumer promo, and there is obviously monsoon, which came in late but actually is now ended pretty healthy. So there is a blip, and there are expectations how, and obviously interest as to how it will play out for the next next 6 months, because while everybody is talking about a rural recovery possibly driven by healthy monsoon, whether it is just about around the corner or it will happen with the Rabi crop. So these are some of the main reasons. There is a lot of interest. People are trying to gauge what will happen in the short term.
Right. In terms of Q2 numbers, do you think one of the key takeaways that these auto companies have is that costing has been pretty strong, as in, cost controls have been pretty high?
Yes, I think many of us were a little surprised at the Q2 numbers. Most of the companies have reported excellent set of numbers. A lot of people on the street, including myself, we thought that there is going to be a big impact coming in from consumer promotion offers, because the demand has been staying low, and to drive growth you need some amount of consumer promotion to keep the interest going. So in a way we thought that it is not going to be a good start to the results season, but I think whoever has reported numbers, the numbers have been greatly be supported by some benefit on the RM front. So there has been a positive surprise, and I think that going forward Q3 maybe the quarter, while there is still some relief coming in from the raw material side, the actual consumer promotion impact will reflect at that time. Also, I think the commentary from most of the OEMs is that while we've had a blip in the month of October with festive and consumer promos, now we are actually getting into a phase where BS6 transition will kick in for most of the companies. So they'll try to go slow on BS4 production, try to get introduction of BS6 products. So there is going to be a easing out period in the next 3 months, and then we'll see how the market or the consumer demand pans out in Q4 with possible recovery in rural.
We were talking to a lot of dealers and the sort of festive response that they have got, and they were quite happy with the numbers or sudden pickup. But they also mentioned that a lot of discounts came in from a lot of companies, and generally going into November, December, you tend to get a lot of discounts coming in, especially towards December. So in December now you expect things not to be that great, because after a point of time you need to give more discounts for volume to pick up.
See, traditionally, if you see, December is a month which customers eagerly wait for. If festive is in November, festive is in October, still, the last 15 days of December, there is a good amount of discounts that are playing out in the market. And I don't think that the situation will be different this time. So again, there will be some kind of a boost given by consumer promos. But I think the biggest thing to watch over here is that we have seen launches on the BS6 product side from Honda, and yesterday from the Hero MotoCorp. If you see the pricing for the BS6 products, it is very steep, either for Honda or for Hero also. I think that is one a benchmark which has been set. And if you look at that benchmark and you see BS4 pricing, then there is going to be some interest from the customer side to actually go for a BS4 product, which may lead to a pre-buy effect and maybe discounts maybe are not that high as compared to the all last Decembers that we have seen. So there is still scope for some relief on discounts. They will be high, but may not be as high because of the benchmark that is being set by BS6 products.
Vivek, thanks so much for taking out time for us.
And it is going to be very different for different.
Go ahead, Vivek, go ahead. It's going to be very different for?
Thank you.
No, Vivek, just complete your point. It will be very different for?
It is going to be very different for different segments, a two-wheeler segment or four-wheeler segment. In two-wheeler, we are seeing very high quality competition. I would not say extreme competition. It is going to be high quality competition. PV segment, the market leader has already mostly transitioned to BS6. So the dynamic in that segment is very different. In two-wheelers, we are just seeing the introductions happening. Two players have already done, they are already mass market players, and two mass market players are already waiting to introduce their products. How are they going to do it? Whether the pricing of the BS6 products will happen in a more staggered manner, or it will be like a one-shot price increase. So the customer response to these moves by the OEM in the two-wheeler segment will actually determine what will happen in Q3 and Q4. In PVs, as I said, the market leader has already transitioned to BS6 for most of its products. So there, even if they have to increase the discounts a bit, the customer interest would still be there because they are buying the latest technology products, and it is BS6. There is no confusion of buying either a BS4 or a BS6. In case of CVs, again, I said, each segment will play out in a very different manner. I think there is a lot of interest from the fleet operators to buy, but scrappage policy, what are the key points in that scrappage policy? What are the incentives like? Because if you look at the economic growth, we are still maybe some time away from a revival. So whether the scrappage policy really drives interest from the fleet operators is yet to be seen. What are the finer points? So these are some of the key things that are to be watched in each of these segments.
Thanks so much, Vivek, for taking out time for us.